Uh-oh, did Justin Baldoni just lose his legal battle against Blake Lively? Has she come out victorious? We also have a Dodgers World Series celebration, and no one is more excited than Prince Harry. And then we got a Vanderpump Rules trailer for the reboot, and well, I guess that's all I have to say about it. Let's dive in. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV serve fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Everybody in the club. Everybody in the club. How was your weekend? I hope you guys had a fun Halloween. I hope you guys had a fun World Series. I don't know who was watching the World Series. I was watching the World Series. I was ready for it. The Dodgers were like giving me a damn heart attack. This was a good World Series, I will say. It started off a little like meh because the Dodgers were just getting like completely roasted. But I would say the last 2 to 3 games were solid because it was like a make or break moment for the Dodgers. And they came in by the skin of their teeth, but they came in and they took home the prize. We have the parade happening today. Is it happening right now? What time is the Dodgers parade at? But that's happening today. It's starting in less than an hour. So dun, 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 it's the Dodgers World Series parade. They're going to be marching through the streets and hopefully not destroying things because people get crazy. Okay, when sports wins or when there's like something they want to be up in arms about, like they just start like all of downtown was tagged. Like they just start tagging everything. It's just like, oh my god. But yeah, congrats to the Dodgers. Go Dodgers. Woo woo. Let's go. Let's get it, baby. It was a good game. I was up, I was lit, I was living for it, I was excited, and then I immediately knocked out. But I wasn't the only one that was watching the World Series, and I wasn't the only one with such vigor in, my excitement for the World Series because we also had oh, Prince Harry and Meghan were watching the World Series as well. We saw that there was the photo of Harry and Meghan at the game. Well, this was them at home in their theater watching the game, and there's the moment when they won, and Meghan gets up and she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, we won!" And Harry's just looking at her like, "We did." Like he just looks like he hates his life. He had no enthusiasm. He had no excitement. He had nothing. Like it was just so dismal. um Danny says, happy Chicago does not ruin the city during our wins, but go Dodgers. Happy Monday. Yeah, listen. Christine said, remember, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the show. We're live here on YouTube and on X Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts. You can watch it on Spotify, all the good things. You can also sign up for No Filter All Access if you want ad-free episodes, if you want bonus episodes. We've already done 2 book clubs. The Zactivated tour is uploaded on there, so you can watch that. We've gotten like 3 bonus episodes already, lots of and we do Zooms, members only Zooms, where like we all get on a Zoom call. They don't get recorded, so whatever you say is in the veil of secrecy. And if you were on this weekend's Zoom, you'll know I was dropping all sorts of tea. I was talking about everything, things that I should not have been talking about. I was like, let's do it. Let's go, baby. I was just spilling all sorts of tea. Joy says, oh my God, Meghan Markle running around with the Blue Jays hat, now running around with a Dodgers hat. I can't take her. Yeah, I just think she's like, I'm cool. I do sports. I'm, yay. Citizen Journalist said, yes, it was good. It was a good game 7. The double play and the out and done. Yeah, the final play when it was the double out, when the ball went and they got the ball and they got him out on second and then they threw the ball and they got him out on first. Like it was just such a great, solid play. And so I have to confess something. Okay, this is my moment of confession. I had Postmated food, okay, and Postmated alcohol, and the delivery had just gotten to my door, and I went to the door. And I got up and I opened and homegirl's dress like decked out in all Dodgers. She's got her Dodgers hat. She's got her Dodgers shirt. She's all decked out, right? And she hands me my food. What did I order? Oh, I ordered wings. I was like, I'm watching a baseball game. I need some wings. I have my drinks, and I was like, I need wings. And so she brings me my wings, and I see her decked out in Dodgers, and I'm just like, hey, go Dodgers. And she's like, yeah, go Dodgers. And then she walked off. And then I walk back into the apartment, and then I walk into my living room, and at that point, it was like, Dodgers won. So I missed it. I missed that final moment with the double. I caught the replay, but I was like, oh my God, we won. Wait, what happened? That was so fast. We had someone on the base. Someone just hit. How did we get out? What? And then I saw the replay and I saw and I was like, oh my God. Like it was crazy. But I was like, I cannot believe I missed the final moment considering how hyped I was for the entire game. Otani and Hello Moto. They were bringing it home. Home, Moto. We listen and we don't judge, right? Right. Viv said, love me some Zack Peter tea. The Zoom was fun. There was a lot of tea. Like there was a lot of stuff that I was spilling on that I probably should not be. I was naming names. I was like, you want to know all the Tamara Judge drama? Here's this person and this call and this happened here and this was said to this person and that to that person. And then the Donna drama and the this, all that stuff. I was just like, I was naming names. That's why I like when things aren't recorded. Look at Robin said, you seriously dropped so much tea. Yeah, I was not holding back. I was like, what else? Harry is probably a Blue Jays fan. He feels better Canada being a dang colony of his family's empire. I just think he doesn't care. I think he's just like so over his life and was like, all right, cool. Danielle says, I work the elections every year for a few years now. Another random fact that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Danielle's always having side conversations in the live chat. I can't believe you missed the game. It was crazy. Crazy. It did happen super fast. Even as we were watching, I was shook when it happened. The broken bat and everything. I know the bat broke, like the whole thing. I was so sad. I wish I was in the moment live. This is where I'm confessing at first because everybody believes that I was watching and I was watching it in real time. But the exact moment that the Dodgers won, I was like, there's no way. Like, I was like, we have somebody on base. We have somebody on bat. Like, we still have 2 outs to go. There's no way they're going to win in the next 30 seconds. And it was that exact moment that I got up and went to go get my wings from the lady at the door. And luckily she was a Dodgers fan. But I mean, could you imagine if I would have seen that and then I would have gotten the wings and I'd be like, oh my God, we just won. And then she would have been like, oh my God, we just won. And then we could have like jumped in the hallway. Jump. The crowd is jumping. The crowd is jumping. Jump. Kay says, that's why you're literally one of the few podcasters and influencers I'm actually subscribed to and actively follow because you say it like it is, like it or not, but you always know where you stand with Zack, period. I know, that's right. But you know who you don't always know who you're standing with? Taylor Lorenz. I got some words for Miss Lorenz. More like Lorians. Because she's lying. She's got diabetes. But before we do that, I want to give some love to this week's sponsor. And this week's show is sponsored by Get Soul, some out-of-office gummies. You know I love me some out-of-office gummies. Woo, let's get it. When the holidays roll around, it feels like there's a party every weekend, right? And there's all the sugary drinks and the food that's adding up. And this season, I'm going to reach out for my Soul's out-of-office gummies instead. Same fun vibe, low in calories, and 0 hangover. That's what we want. Cold nights, cozy blankets, and Soul's out-of-office gummies. It's literally my latest fun. Well, I mean, I guess in LA, the weather is still warm, but I'm embracing that we have now moved into fall. Soul is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation with 5 different strains. You can tailor the dose to fit your vibe, from a gentle 1.5 microdose to their newest 15 milligram gummy for an even more elevated experience, if you know what I'm talking about. I have, this one's my favorite. It's blue raspberry, and this is only 3 milligrams, but it's like the perfect dose for me, right? It's a little more than a microdose, but it's not a full 15, because I'll know if I had a full 15, that would have to be like a really fun night. But I'm like, for just like a chill, cozy night in, watching some TV, and I'm feeling a good 3. Take advantage of Soul's Black Friday Cyber Monday deal right now, okay? For a limited time, you get 40% off your entire order. 40% off, guys. Go to getsoul.com and use the code NOFILTER. That's getsoul, S-O-U-L, getsoul.com, promo code NOFILTER for 40% off. Don't miss their best deal yet. You can't beat 40% off, so go right now, getsoul.com. Alrighty, kids. Let's see. What's next on the agenda? Oh, let's talk. Okay, we need to talk Baldoni, because so much to get into with the Baldoni, because I don't know about you, but maybe you were feeling 22 watching all these headlines over the weekend that were kind of crazy. They were all, so TMZ, Just Jared, all these companies were starting to post these like salacious headlines about Justin Baldoni. And I was like, what the heck is going on with Justin Baldoni? Like, it seemed like there was something major that had happened, because they were all posting these headlines about like, Justin's thrown in the towel. Justin's, all bets are off now. Nothing left in Justin Baldoni's fight against Blake Lively. And I was like, what has happened? There's nothing new that's gone on. The New York Times, Justin Baldoni accepts loss in Blake Lively legal war, but she's not done with him. And it's just like, what? You think I just fell out of a coconut tree? What are you talking about? And then you actually read the articles, right? Even Just Jared did the same thing. They went with their salacious headline. Justin Baldoni drops $400 million defamation lawsuit against Blake Lively, missed deadline to refile claims. So he had an opportunity to file an amended complaint, okay? And he did not do that. He did not file an amended complaint. So this is actually nothing new from the dismissal that happened back in June, right? Back in June, Judge Lyman determined that Blake Lively could not be sued for defamation, not because she's telling the truth, not because she has an overwhelming amount of evidence that supports her claims, not because, Justin Baldoni is an SHer and a liar. Not at all. That's not the case. Absolutely not. What happened was Blake Lively made her allegations in her CRD complaint. Her CRD complaint is a legal filing. And when it comes to claims like this, you can't be sued for defamation if it's in a legal filing. And so she couldn't be sued for defamation because she has what's considered litigation privilege. And when you have litigation privilege, you cannot be sued for defamation because it is protected speech. The words that you use in these legal filings are protected under litigation privilege. Not only that, but she also had the double whammy of having the Me Too laws here in California cover her, and that's why she filed this CRD complaint in California. It was all very strategic. So it's not that she didn't lie. It's not that she had evidence. It's not that his case was dismissed because they found her allegations to be true. She can still lie in a legal filing, and that has to be played out in the court system. She can still be dishonest. She can still not have evidence to prove her claims, and she can still get this case dismissed based off of her litigation privilege because her words are protected, whether they're true or false. A lot of us believe they're lies or, extremely exaggerated. But regardless if they're true or false, the litigation privilege protects them and protects her from being sued for allegations she's made in her CRD complaint. Okay. So this was a decision that was made back in June. She has litigation privilege, can't sue her for defamation. Easy case, throw it out. Right. So Justin Baldoni then had an opportunity to file an amended complaint where he could change and update his complaint to continue to see if that case would move forward. Majority of the claims, like specifically the defamation stuff, that was dismissed by the judge. But then there were a couple of other like extortion claims that they were potentially going to continue to fight Blake Lively on, but ultimately decided not to. Again, this is all back in June. So the final Judge Lyman then said, all right, I'm going to give you guys one last chance. If you want to amend anything, this is the final chance to amend or don't amend. But whatever, if you're going to file an amended complaint, I'm ready to make my final judgment, right? Judge said, I'm ready to move to make my final judgment. And so that final date which I believe this was filed on Friday, that final deadline was met. I believe it was October 31st on Halloween. That was Justin Baldoni's final opportunity to file an amended complaint if he would want to file an amended complaint. Ultimately, his legal team, for whatever reason, chose not to. Now, a lot of reporters are spreading their favorite word, misinformation, by saying that he is no longer able to appeal the decision. That's not true either. You cannot appeal a decision until there is a final judgment made. So Justin Baldoni can now begin the process. Now that we've moved to final judgment, Justin Baldoni can now move to file an appeal should he feel he has a case against Judge Lyman to appeal that decision that was made by Judge Lyman. So guess what? Now Baldoni, if he chooses to, can file his appeal. Now that we have our final judgment, now that they've collected more evidence in the discovery process, maybe they have some sort of smoking gun. Who knows? Will they do it? I don't know. They can, they may not. Who knows what his legal team strategy is at this point? But this whole these headlines from, Just Jared and TMZ, like these headlines are so wild to me because they're so egregiously misleading, which to me is ridiculous, And then there's the case of Blake Lively's attorney's fees because she wants that to be an active proceeding outside of this final judgment, and the judge agreed to that, so she can seek her attorney's fees separately. But final judgment is on Baldoni's defamation case against Blake Lively. She's still looking to get her attorney's fees paid. There's been no decision made on that yet, but Baldoni now has a chance to appeal the judge's final decision in his defamation case should he choose to. However, none of this affects the fact that there is still and has always been a trial that is happening in March of next year, okay? None of this changes anything. Trial is still set for March. We're in November, December, January, February, March. So we're 4 months away from trial, roughly around 4 months from trial. So still ongoing. We still, that could happen, or we'll see what happens with trial. But at this point, nothing has changed. Like, that's kind of the craziest part, is absolutely nothing has changed. Victoria says, Zach, the lawyers are saying that the clock to start the process on an appeal is paused until the judge rules on Blake's fee issue. Oh, well, then that extends it even longer. I wasn't aware of that. It might still be on pause until there's a decision made. But why? I mean, I haven't kept up with every single legal filing on the docket this past week. I was a little preoccupied with like Halloween and the World Series and living my own life. And Sully has a skin rash, and Sky had an ear infection. And so we've been at the vet and we've been doing all the things. And yeah, I've been preoccupied with other things. I'm also on my parasite clan, so I haven't kept up intimately with all of the details. But I mean, if that is true, then that further gives him, more time to build a case to file an appeal, should he even choose to do that. But regardless, her case against him is still moving forward. That is still set for trial come March. I know it's complicated. I know it's layered, but it's also like, is any reporter doing a big story on how money and power have favored Lively and her PR everywhere? I mean, probably not, because I think they're afraid of them. It's so interesting because we also had this tweet that was posted, which is just insane. It's by Taylor Lorenz. Remember, I wonder how Dave Neal is feeling about this, because remember, he had her on his YouTube channel and then came on my show and was trying to defend how Taylor Lorenz is a good person. She's a good person, yada, yada, yada. Well, Taylor Lorenz tweeted this out. She shared the Complex article from complex.com that says, Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit against Blake Lively is over. And Taylor wrote, and will all the reactionary Democrat and right-wing content creators who spent months participating in his smear campaign against Blake Lively apologize and admit they were wrong? Of course not. No, because, hey, ding dong, we weren't wrong, okay? We were not wrong. It is yet to be proven. There is no smear campaign. So I know her noggin is a little hollow, but I don't understand where she, and the funny thing was she also turned off her replies, so you couldn't reply to her. Nothing says more of a coward than turning off your replies, because you can't handle when people actually tell you the truth. But not only that, but she wanted people, in order to reply, to be able to quote tweet her. That way it shares her content, because she's that much of a clickbaity, attention seeking journalist. And I say that in air quotes, as you see my fingers. If you're listening to the audio, I say that in air quotes, because she's clearly unemployable, because no publication has hired her. She clearly appears to be a liability and not a real asset to any mainstream publication. But that's okay, because she can be as unethical and ridiculous all on her own as a freelance journalist, again with air quotes, journalist. But no, the reactionary Democrats and the right-wing content creators, I wonder where I would fall into that, because I don't consider myself a Democrat or a right-wing content creator. And we did not participate in the smear campaign against Blake Lively. And there's no evidence that there's been a smear campaign against Blake Lively. That is yet to be proven. That is a case that is yet to be heard before a jury. And again, this is absolutely nothing new, but Taylor Lorenz is so low vibration and clearly has learning comprehension skills that are not up to par, that she doesn't even understand what the hell she's talking about at this point. But again, I think it's more to just rage bait and clickbait and get people to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Christina said she is paid thousands a month, but left-wing propagandists. I forget what the name is. It's a program to get people on the left podcasts. Probably. I don't know. Christina says she loves to stick her nose where it doesn't belong. Yeah. The irony of Taylor Lorenz is what she just did, a story on why people don't trust the media. Exactly. And she's complicit in that. She's just as much of a cotton-headed Nindy Muggins as any of them are. Yeah. I love knowing people who do community notes. Oh, were there community notes on her post? I didn't pay attention, because I don't really pay much attention to her. TBH. But yeah, and then I saw people were like, see, the smear campaign is active and ongoing. Oh, some people, did she turn on replies? Who can reply? The author. People the author mentioned can reply. Did she mention someone? Oh, Dave Neal responded. Oh, done. Why are only these 3 people allowed to respond? This is weird. Hold on. I'm going to take the screenshot off and we're going to actually look at. Let's actually go through what some of these responses are. It's just so preposterous to me and makes her look like such a clown. When I can comprehend and understand something better than someone like Taylor Lorenz, who at one point was a credited journalist that people took seriously, that's embarrassing for you, Taylor Lorenz. You should genuinely be embarrassed with how much of a shill you've become. Dave said, I'm looking into this, but I believe the article got it wrong. Appeal still on the table. New info released in Jennifer Abel's amended complaint suggests that Stephanie Jones' chief of staff, Duran, testified in his deposition that Stephanie illegally sent Blake Lively info. Boom, bitch. Leave Heard alone. Oh, God. They probably are already making videos about how actually this proves Blake is a liar somehow. No, ding dong. It's there's nothing new that has happened. Ari Drennan says, damn, if only anybody could have seen this coming. No, who the hell is Ari? Wife, doll, liberal, Swiftie, my opinions. Good for you, girl. Your opinions are dumb. Let's see what the quote tweets are looking like. How do I view quotes? Katie Pope, this is insane journalism. This is so inaccurate. First, the motion to dismiss and failure to amend happened in June. Second, there is still very much an ongoing case with a trial in March 2026. Third, they are clearly trying to label the opposition in a political manner. Yup, Lauren Knighty. Let's go, Lauren. Give it to her, Lauren. Give it to her. Lauren said, not only is this journalist sharing an article with inaccurate information, she's also making additional shit up. No one has been found responsible for a smear campaign whatsoever, and Blake Lively has harassed over 100 content creators, some of whom had single-digit subscribers, for exercising their free speech to criticize her. None of Blake's claims have been proven. Many of the people who disagree with Taylor here are very liberal. This is a joke. Exactly. It's a joke, and it's meant to just like fan the flames. Brooke says the way that journalists in this day and age have no shame and no embarrassment posting completely inaccurate information with their full chests is why nobody trusts them anymore. How are people not getting paid for this, doing better research than you are? Mia says, stupid people like this one, go educate yourself before posting stupid stuff like this. The trial is set for March. She hasn't proved shit. Nina says Taylor Lorenz, who still wears a mask like it's 2020, reporting fake news and has turned off the comments. The trial is set for March of 2025. That's funny. She does still wear a mask. That's wild. Listen, that's wild. People still wearing masks in 2025. That's wild. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole, but that's wild. That's wild. And in case anybody was wondering, Danielle says, I wish my uncle would co-sign the loan, Lisa. Then I can qualify for more. Another side conversation. Thank you, Danielle, for the fun facts about your life. Love you, Danielle. Joy says, this is great. Love the comments. I know. My comment was in regards to Lauren's other case on Laura Owens. Play dumb games, win stupid prizes. Karma will solve it. Yeah. Listen. Danielle says, stop yelling at me, Zach. It's not my fault. Well, because every time I see a comment from Danielle in the live chat, it's always like a random thing that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. She's always like, and then the other day I painted my birdhouse and it's orange. And I decided to paint my birdhouse orange, which happens to be the color of Taylor Swift's new album. I wonder what Taylor Swift is doing today. Do you think she'll have babies? And it's like, what, Danielle? What? Where are we going? Lisa. Oh, it's always Lisa's fault. Lisa's always the one that gets Danielle to talk about something way off. She's always like, so tell me about your birdhouse, Danielle. And Danielle's like, well, actually, when you ask about my birdhouse. Hope Beauty Girl says, what's wrong with wearing masks? I don't want to give people my germs when I'm sick. Then don't give them to them. It's really simple. We've all survived without wearing masks for so long. Donna says Danielle is always talks about her own life in the chat. I know Donna, she goes in Donna's as well. Isaac says, I believe women. The question is why they only believe Blake. Yeah, it's like believe women, but then they don't believe any other woman that's in opposition of Blake. Like it's this weird like derangement syndrome. Yeah. Mamma mia. Appeal gets new judge better than an amendment. Yeah, I agree. An appeal is way better than an amendment because the amendment still goes in front of Lyman. And I don't know if we can really trust Lyman at this point. He's just been a little off with a lot of his decisions. So hopefully a new judge can bring a new perspective and hopefully that'll be beneficial. But again, that's should they even decide to file an appeal. We don't know if they are. We don't know if they will. I'm not going to state that as fact. I don't know what their legal strategy is, despite people thinking I'm part of, Wayfair's legal camp. I'm absolutely not. So I'm not aware of what their situation is. But yeah, we shall see. Oh, God. Ex-patriarch said, case in point, Dave Neal is now accusing Blake of committing a crime. Just the unprovable, no evidence, can't prove in court kind. Why? What did Dave Neal say? He said, breaking news, Blake Lively implicated in crimes according to new court documents. What were the crimes? Oh, I believe that's the Jennifer Abel. If I think this is what it's about, then it's about the deposition that happened in Jennifer Abel's case against Stephanie Jones, where who was it from Stephanie Jones' company that said, what's her name shared the Jennifer Abel's text messages with Blake Lively, which was unethical and I believe illegal, right? So yeah, I don't know. Duran, her chief of staff, which is interesting. So we'll see what happens to Stephanie Jones. And listen, I think that can crumble the whole case altogether. So we'll see. We'll see. Have you read about Blake trying to sanction Jamie Heath over his birth video? Yes. I mean, This bitch is out here trying to get sanctions on everything. You get sanctions. You get sanctions. You get like the number of filings that she's flooding the doc. That's why I'm like, I can't read everything. Like I'm so over all of her damn filings for sanctions. It's just I don't care. I legitimately do not give a shit about her and her sanctions bullshit. Wait, did you guys see that we got a new trailer for the Vanderpump Rules reboot? You know that it's 9 sanctions total. I mean, my gosh. I think she's hoping that if she just keeps filing for sanctions, one, it'll drive up attorney's fees, and two, of the 9 sanctions filings, one of them's got to stick, right? Ariana says Stephanie Jones is going to throw Blake Lively right under the bus and back it up. I sure hope so. Remember, I predicted that from the beginning. I said once it all goes to shit, I was like, the New York Times is going to throw Blake under the bus by saying that they just trusted her. And ultimately, they kind of did, but they didn't need to throw her under the bus entirely because they were able to get themselves out of the lawsuit. But I was like, Stephanie Jones and Blake Lively are going to have to turn on each other in order to save each other. And Stephanie Jones is in a very compromised position. Very compromised position with sharing of those text messages. So we'll see. Those text messages could ultimately be thrown out altogether. And if they are, then I don't know if Blake Lively has any sort of case on her smear campaign allegations. I think we're at 10 sanctions. 10 sanctions. My goodness gracious. Do you think this whole case is causing issues with Blake's marriage? Absolutely, it's causing issues with Blake's marriage. Absolutely. Robin says, no, I haven't seen the new Vanderpump Rules trailer. It looks good. It just dropped this morning. It looks good, but I also have zero interest in watching it. Like, I just genuinely don't care. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever. Man, that attorney is making money. Yep. I think that's the intention, right? Just like a divorce attorney. Let's keep going back and forth and battling and fighting over every little thing so we can keep driving up attorney's fees and make it crazy. Um, we'll see. Farisha says she will sanction herself soon with the way she's throwing them out, right? Zack, will you watch the first episode of the Vanderpump Rules out of curiosity? I don't think so. I mean, maybe when it comes out, I'll give it a watch, but like, I just don't care. Like, I just genuinely, I'm like, I don't care to get to know all these new people and watch this new, like this model and this type of show was super exciting 12 years ago when Vanderpump Rules first came on the scene. But like to give us the exact same concept, like they just did this with New York, and it was such a fumble of the ball, and like nobody cared about the New York reboot. And now they're going into a 3rd season of the New York reboot, and I'm just like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Sydney says, I think I'll force myself to watch. You're better than me. I'll tell you that. You are better than me. Russ says, losing interest in most of Bravo. It's becoming background noise. Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't even fully caught up on Salt Lake City or Orange County. Like, I'm just so not interested. Citizen Journalist says, I'm still thinking it's Ryan wanting to go. This just can't see it being Blake, but maybe. I think it was spearheaded by Blake, but I think the fuel was coming with Ryan. And now I don't know. I think at this point, they're both so far in that they have to see it all the way through, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I forgot. We got a Selling Sunset trailer too. Anyone watching Selling Sunset on Netflix? No. Speaking of Vanderpump Rules, isn't Scandival trial coming this month? Oh, that's right. What is going on with that? I need to check in on that and see what the latest on the Rachel Leviss lawsuit. Let's see if there's any against Ariana Madix. What is the latest in that? We haven't gotten an update since Rachel Leviss from Vanderpump Rules sues Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix. The Bravo alum and central Scandival figure accused her former castmates of eavesdropping, revenge porn, invasion of privacy, intentional affliction. Yeah. And trial was set for November. But there's been no new updates in the past year. So interesting. Goes to trial in 2025 after judge upholds the decision. That's right. They didn't get it dismissed. We have to check the docket for that and see what the latest on it is. Let me see if I can. We'll see. I'll reach out to her publicist and be like, "Hey, girl, what's going on?" Um, I just wanted to see if trial is still set for this month for Rachel. I mean, I would imagine it's still moving forward. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about it, though. I just feel like the whole Scandal era has kind of died down and gone stale, but we'll see. All right, guys, I think that's all I got for you for today. She's pregnant. Who's pregnant? Rachel is not pregnant. Who's pregnant? Who got pregnant? I don't know. Is Danielle pregnant? Danielle, are you pregnant? Is that what's going on? Bravo is stale in general. It kind of is. It kind of scrunched. Like like I said, I don't know any show on Bravo that I'm like actively looking forward to. I'm watching the morning show right now on Apple TV. That is good and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm looking forward to Stranger Things. Oh, the final season. Like, okay, we have to watch Stranger Things together. But Stranger Things. Oh, Sandoval's girlfriend's pregnant. What? What? With his baby? What? Wait. Sandoval's girlfriend. Tom Sandoval's girlfriend, you're telling me is pregnant? No way. You're lying to me. You're such a fucking liar, Camille. Stranger Things comes out. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve, they have 3 drops. And those are the final 3 batches of drops. Y'all just broke Zack. Fake news. What? Why are we giving fake news? No way. Victoria is not pregnant. You guys are lying. Victoria is not pregnant. You think I just fell out of a coconut tree? There's no way she's pregnant. There's Tom Sandoval. Okay. Victoria. Okay. She's not pregnant. I mean, I guess this was April 9th, but still, she is not pregnant. Who said she was pregnant? The episodes are going to be 2 hours plus. Yes, I'm excited for the final Stranger Things. I'm ready for it. There was some clickbait post about her being pregnant. My goodness, nobody is pregnant. Shut up. Don't tell me to shut up, Skibbity Toilet. That was fake AI. Okay, well, obviously fake news. Got it. Thank you for getting my heart fired up about that. I was like, "What? Danielle is pregnant?" Did you see the report on the Daily Mail about Millie Bobby Brown filing a complaint against David Harbour? What? What is this? Oh. Oh, he bullied her last season. Oh my God. Is this what we're doing now? Oh God. All right. Let's read this article together, shall we? Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying claim before they started shooting the last season. There were pages and pages of accusations. We revealed the latest bombshell claims facing Lily Allen's estranged husband, David Harbour. This may be a story we cover tomorrow, actually. I think I'm going to save this for tomorrow because we're going to need some tea. I'll look into it and we'll definitely discuss it tomorrow, Isaac. I was responding to the fake news. I didn't tell you to shut up. I know. Okay. And other allegations, nothing sexual. Yeah, it sounds like she's like, he was mean. He bullied me. He was a mean girl to me on set. He was probably just a dick on set. Lily Allen's new album's actually pretty good. I've been listening to some of the songs. Lily Allen, she's currently married to David, right? So, yeah, it might be true. He was terrible to Lily. Oh, are they no longer married? Lily definitely leaked that. He cheated on her. No, she has a song called Pussy Palace. She's like, Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace. And I guess she's talking about how like he was sleeping with all this other pussy in the palace. I don't know. Pat the puss. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, okay. We'll cover that tomorrow. Hit the like button and subscribe, guys. Oh, and let's do an Apple review shout out, shall we? Let's do it to it. Do it. You're doing it well. Let's see. Did we have nice ones? Do we have mean ones? Let's see what we got this week. Please continue to leave them. I do like when they're nice. Let's see. Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace, Pussy Palace. Oh, Biggie 40 says, love me some Zack Peter, 5 stars. I love Zack because he has common sense. Even if it is not a popular opinion, he says it like it is. I see you, I love you, and you are my morning sunshine. Oh, that's so sweet. This is where I get all of my pop culture news because I know he's going to have solid, grounded opinion coverage of the latest news. Thank you, Biggie 40. I appreciate that. Shih Tzu Lover 84 says, it's a no for me. 2 stars. He's a gay Mexican, but full on MAGA. Enjoyed his show, but will no longer listen to him. It's a no for me. Just because you think I'm a gay Mexican full on MAGA? That's why you're not. But didn't you like my content? Didn't you like my opinions? Didn't you like the information that I put out there? But now that you believe that I'm a gay Mexican full on MAGA, now you're just going to stop listening to me? That's kind of crazy. But thank you. What, or not. Let's see. Bow to toe clothes says, do research or don't speak on it. 1 star. Oh, you sounded dumb yesterday. First, you said you knew how to pronounce someone's name and decided you'd call him Jan instead. His name is Jan, I know, but I'm like, but it looks like Jan, so I called him Jan. Sorry, Jan. Is that my worst offense? Let's keep reading. This one gets better. Someone in your live audience told you that the moon landing was related to the Cold War, and you told them that they were wrong. LOL. Even ChatGPT and a different viewer explained the political history at the time and the need to use funds for Vietnam, and you were still condescending and dismissive. You were funny today, but not intentionally. I'm always funny, babe. You sound completely uneducated. Also, Catholics are Christians. You look dumb on Instagram arguing that Catholics don't believe in Jesus. When did I ever say that? I never said that Catholics don't believe in Jesus. Stu saying that he was Irish Catholic, and then you said that you were Roman Catholic. So it's different. It's not that different. They're just like little like nuances that are off. LOL, same thing, bro. Irish is an ethnicity, like Mexican. Why would anyone take any of your political rants seriously when you've proven you don't even pay attention to 3rd grade social studies? Wow, there's a lot to break down in there. First of all, Roman Catholic and Irish Catholic are technically both Catholic, but like a little different culturally, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't call them Roman Catholic and Irish Catholic. Like they're just little different cultural differences. It's not that big of a deal. And also, Christians and Catholics are not the same thing. Okay, as much as like yes, they believe in God and they believe in Jesus, but they're very different. And I know because I was raised Catholic, Roman Catholic, and I was also raised Christian. And let me tell you, anybody that knows both of them knows that there are very hard differences, right? Catholics, they do the sign of the cross, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? They go to confession, they confess to a priest, they pray the rosary, they pray to saints, they pray to the Virgin Mary, they have like statues of the Virgin Mary and all the different saints, and every saint has a different intention. Christians don't do that. Technically, yes, Catholics are Christians, but Christians do not own the Catholics. Christians are like they don't pray the rosary. They don't go to confession. They don't have a priest or nuns or sisters or brothers. They don't have any of that. Whereas in the Catholic Church, like in school, we had all the sisters, we had the priest, we did communion, all of that stuff. Christians don't do communion every service. They don't have mass. They have services on Sunday. So you go to service on Sunday. And if you're Catholic, you go to mass on Sunday. And it's very different because mass is led by a priest, but services are led by a pastor. Okay. And I know that there are different, like Pentecostal, and there are all these different types of Christians. I can only speak to the Christian that I was raised, right? My dad's side of the family, they were Christian. My mom's side of the family, they were Catholic. So I can only speak to my own experiences, but I can definitely say the type of Christian that my dad was and the type of Catholic that my mom was, very, very different. Okay. Very, very different. Yes. Thank you. All Catholics are considered Christians, but not all Christians are Catholic. Exactly. Katie of Arc says, there are so many Christian religions that are not Catholic. The person who wrote this is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Exactly. Thank you. And I also never said that Catholics don't believe in Jesus. Catholics believe in Jesus and all of them, but they also believe in all the saints and the Virgin Mary, and they pray to the Virgin Mary. And the Christians are like, no, we don't believe in false idols. We only pray to Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. Yeah. So there you go. Suck a dick. Um, Teddy says, I was born a Catholic and converted to be Protestant, worlds apart. Yeah. See, technically all still Christian, all still believe in Jesus and the story and the nativity and like all, all very similar, but how they choose to praise God is very different. I thought Christian means followers of Christ. Yes, but there are certain types of Christians that can, I don't know. Listen, we went to Calvary Chapel Church, right? That's for the ex-felons. So that was the type of Christian that I had. Um, Kenny says, you clearly know what you're talking about. These people are lame and looking for reasons to bitch. I know it's kind of wild. But I love that they listen and, yeah, they listen and try to find things to disagree with me on. Blue Hairpin, sorry, says 5 starts. 3 and then gave me 3 stars. And then said, why are you not discussing this nation's food insecurity that's about to hit? I expect more from you than that. Lowered the rating for now, but geez, you don't know what a voice of reason you are in so many ways. Would love to hear your take on this. Well, Blue Hairpin, we actually did discuss this on last week's episode on Wednesday. So maybe you should go and listen to that episode. It was on Wednesday, October 29th with Sean and David, and we talked about that. I believe you're referencing the food stamps and the government shutdown. We talked about that last Wednesday. We save our more political conversations for Wednesdays when Sean and David are on. We'll have others come on. It's going to be like a rotating panel. We're still trying to figure out a name for it, so let us know if you have ideas. But we did talk about that. Sean talked about being raised on food stamps when his dad lost his job. I talked about how my mom utilized the WIC program. WIC stands for Women, Infant, and Children. So yeah, we absolutely talked about the necessity of that, but also we can't do anything. This is our government that needs to get their shit together and come to some common ground. And everybody's like, it's, Trump's fault because he's the president. And other people like, it's the Democrats' fault because they're holding up, the government shutdown. And this is the longest government shutdown in history. And I think it's deliberate and intentional because the Republicans want to make the Democrats look bad and the Democrats want to make the Republicans look bad. So they're going to make the situation as bad and dire as it needs to be. But unfortunately, there's nothing that me talking about this on my podcast, even more than I did last week when we got into that conversation and we talked about, the importance of these programs. Are there people that abuse these programs? Yes. And I talked about that last week. I'm not going to reiterate all of that because we had a full on fucking conversation about it last week. So don't come into my reviews and bitch about me not talking about something when you just didn't listen to the show. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? Call your senators that voted no. Yes, they hate phone calls. Yes, you can do that. You can do that. But listen, there's nothing that's an option, yes, but they have to be the ones to come to an agreement and open up the government again. You can call them, you can, annoy them until they make a decision. But as of right now, it's wild that we're even this far. And all of them are complicit, right? I don't think it's one side or the other. I think they're all allowing this to go on longer than it needs to. So, yeah. Breaks for Breaks says, just joined right in the middle of some kind of Christian overview. Catholic here, and I attended Catholic school through college. Love being open to how others choose to worship. Absolutely. The Epstein files have something to do with it. Oh my God, you guys, we're not getting the Epstein files. Like, just at this point, like, we're not going to get them. We didn't get them under Biden. It looks like Trump is not going to get them for us either. I don't know why, but clearly this is not a Democrat or Republican thing because both parties are withholding the Epstein files. And who knows why? I don't know. So there you go. Joy says 100%, Zach. You can tell them till you're blue in the face. We, the people, should be the ones who vote on a shutdown, not them just because they're in a pissing match. Exactly. But that's just not the reality of where we're at right now. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your Monday. I will be back tomorrow. It is election day. Hey, election day. Hey. I have to go vote. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave an Apple Podcast review should you feel so inclined. And at this point, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Ciao for now. Bye.